Episode 131, the Ebook Show. I challenged myself to self-publish an ebook by April 15th, 2018. And today's episode is a brief overview of ebooks and an introduction to my new Write the Life project. And you are listening to episode number 131 of Mike Murphy Unplugged. Learn, create, move forward. I am your host, Mike Murphy. I'm a one-man band. I'm a technology junkie, and I love helping people figure things out. And I am really excited to be here with you today. The goal of Mike Murphy Unplugged, it is to help you learn what you need to know in order to create online content so you can move forward in business and in life. Today's episode 131 is a behind-the-scenes episode, as I wanted to introduce you to my new self-imposed writing project, Write the Life. Oh, and I forgot to mention that in addition to the ebook, it will be bundled with an online class and a podcast. As of this recording, I have 37 days to complete the challenge. I'll start today's episode with a brief overview of ebooks and then jump right into my ebook challenge, which you can find in its early stages at writethelife.com, and that is write with a W. What is Write the Life? Why did I start the project? And what is my vision and long-term goals for me and others like you? So let's jump into episode 131, the Ebook Show. I'm sure most people know, but what is an ebook? Well, it is short for electronic book. It is a book made available in digital form. It consists of text, images, or both. They are readable on computers and on other electronic devices such as iPhones, iPads, and dedicated ebook readers. The electronic version of a printed book, basically. People like ebooks because they are generally inexpensive, there are endless titles to choose from, and they are convenient to read on smartphones, tablets, and dedicated devices such as the popular Amazon Kindle or the Barnes & Noble Nook. Ebooks allow you to highlight text, bookmark pages, add notes to a book. You can search for things in a book, and they take up no room in your luggage. So how do you get ebooks? Probably no surprise, but Amazon is the biggest seller of ebooks. There are other options out there, though. You can buy from Apple iBooks, Google eBooks. Barnes & Noble is hanging on, but they still have the Nook store. And Kobo is another big directory, that's Kobo, of digital books. But Amazon and the Kindle store dominate the market and have made it very accessible and easy for self-publishers and creators like myself to publish and sell books. Amazon is where I am going to put all of my focus. But like podcasts, my ebooks will also be distributed to other smaller ebook sellers naturally once I publish to the Kindle store. Ebooks are generally under $10. The most common price points in the Kindle store tend to be around $2 up to $3.99, but there are a ton of ebooks for free or for 99 cents. And if you have a device such as the Kindle or the Nook, you can purchase them right on the device. But if you're using your iPhone or your iPad, you do have to purchase the books first on Amazon and then use the free Kindle app to access them. But the syncing process is easy. Remember, Apple has their own ebook store, so they do not want to make it too easy for Amazon. But they also know that people like to read ebooks on their iPad, so they don't want people to buy the Kindle device. So Apple compromised. Very nice of them, huh? Well, I read all of my ebooks primarily on my iPad Pro. I simply open up Amazon in Safari, I select the Kindle version of the book that I want, I check out just like I would any purchase on Amazon, and within seconds my ebook is ready for me to read and annotate and do whatever I want on my iPad for a couple bucks or less. And just as an FYI, episodes number 72, 73, and 74 of this podcast are all about self-publishing in the Kindle store, so if you want a more deep dive on this subject, I'm going to leave links in the show notes at mikemurphy.co/EP131. Okay, now let's move on to writethelife.com. It's a new blog that I built on a whim to challenge myself to squash my itch to start blogging and to publish an ebook on Amazon by April 15th, 2018. As for the name, one of my go-to taglines is create the life you want. So out of thin air, write the life you want, or writethelife.com popped in my head. It sounded good to me, so I went with it. I went to GoDaddy. It was available. I paid $9 for the domain. Then I built a website. I designed a logo and all the colors and the graphics and all that. In a few hours, I had an entirely new site and brand. It takes me a long time to make products for sale, but stuff like this I do really quickly. I don't overthink it, and if it feels good, I just go with it. You've heard me talk a lot about Parkinson's Law, which is the concept that whatever time that you give yourself, it is going to take you that long to finish. Even if it seems like a stretch, if you give yourself a shorter amount of time, you're going to find a way to get it done. I did the exact same thing to launch this podcast to hold myself accountable. It went right down to the wire, but I pulled it off. And I can tell you that I've come a long way in the nerd department in the past 2.5 years, so I'm not too worried about having too many tech or gear obstacles with this project. The challenge is to self-publish an ebook and document the process on the blog along with the steps and all of the tools that I use. And because I have so much time, I decided to also commit to a short companion video class and a podcast. The podcast I will likely record in advance and release as one entire series. The ebook is the priority. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't get the other two things done, but the whole package is part of my long-term plan, so I'm going to do my best. Why did I start this project? It's pretty simple, really. My vision for my entire business of Mike Murphy LLC is to create educational and motivational content and teach creatives like you, tech, and all the stuff that I learned while building an online business. Content today, it consists of audio, podcasting, video, tutorials, classes, and words, articles, and books. These are the skills that I have been working on really hard for many years, and now they are skills of the future, and I want to create products that will make it easy for people to get up and running by making the tech and the process step by step simple. I have always envisioned my tutorials and podcasts as recipes and templates that are short enough and thorough enough so people can learn what they need quickly and actually understand the material. Ebooks are the perfect medium for my style of writing, and teaching and tech how-to books and online business ebooks, they are quite popular still. With 131 podcast episodes, I already have the material for about 40 ebooks right now. If I keep my ebooks to around 10,000 words, which will be about 3 episodes for me. Each of these episodes is close to 3,000 words. The other reason I created the challenge is because as much as I like to avoid it, I know that I can write, and I have always had this fascination with words and the whole literary world. I did graduate with an English degree after all, and I have mentioned this before, and it's kind of funny because I usually don't dwell on things like this that I can't fix. I still have this tiny regret from quitting my blog that I started in the early days of Google Blogger because I remember how fun and exciting it was for me. I loved doing it, and I was getting pretty good at it. And I was talking about the same things back then, all the tech stuff, even podcasting when it first started back then that I still am interested in today. It is really hard to make a living from just a blog, and that is not my initial intent, although it is possible. In a perfect world, though, I would split my time right now helping people locally with Murphy Concierge, which I love, and it has always been my goal to generate a steady income on my platform with my content from products that I create. And even though not much has changed, but once I put this little project together, it seemed like everything came together and aligned with what I do best, what I enjoy doing, what I could see in the future, and I feel like I sort of cracked the code a little bit in some ways with the tiniest of adjustment, and I need to go for it. Ebooks. They sell for 99 cents to $3.99 on average. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a kick-in-the-pants scheme to hold my feet to the fire, force myself to create some products that have been weighing heavy on my shoulders, but busy work and life seems to always get in my way. It's also a very realistic and practical goal as I have a lot of content to pull from, and I am more than capable of writing 10 to 15,000 word ebooks. This project is a way for me to build forward momentum and to create a system and a process so I can repeat this over and over again, and eventually I will create a library on Amazon. Finally, what is my vision and long-term goals for me and others like you? Well, quite honestly, my vision and goal for this project is exactly what I've always wanted, and it's all just become really clear to me how simple and natural it can be for me in this framework, and I would really be foolish to ignore it. So basically, I just told myself enough. Hurry up already by declaring a date for ebook number 1 with a companion course. Put the pieces together as you go. Things such as what should ebook number 1 be about, and other minor details like that, which are going to really help me in the writing process. All kidding aside, my vision is to publish a line of ebooks all around the topic of content creation, podcasting, online business, health and wellness perhaps, and build a blog of resources and tutorials for creatives, writers, brands who want to publish a book. I'm thinking that by my 3rd or 4th ebook, I will be well-oiled self-publishing machine with a growing portfolio of titles and complementary products that will also generate passive income, and I will also be able to use my Amazon affiliate links. ebooks are great marketing products for small brands and businesses. They're much like having a business card. In fact, many small businesses have already expressed interest in me helping them self-publish a book. I know the process, though, can be challenging for many, and I hope to make it really easy, from how I set up the blog or podcast or social media channels and branding, all that stuff, and of course, how to self-publish ebooks on Amazon. I am not an expert yet, but I will be by the third or fourth book. There are a ton of blogs and websites like writethelife.com, teaching people how to make a living writing or blogging on how to self-publish on Amazon. And there are millions of tech and how-to books on how to set up a podcast and everything that I'm going to be teaching. But none of them teach like me or have my perspective, so I have to go for it. So for this first run, getting out of the gate, I want people to follow along and be inspired to write or make something, start to build a community. This is going to take a while for me to build up the content on the site. And if you want to follow along, if you're interested, if self-publishing a book or doing anything like this has any interest to you, or if you just want to cheer me on, you can sign up for the mailing list right now at mikemurphy.co/WTL, as in Write the Life. So mikemurphy.co/WTL is where you can get to that mailing list. I would be really appreciative of any support. Excited for this. If you have any comment, feedback, or any helpful tips for me, please send them my way. So that is the Write the Life ebook challenge. I have set the goal that ebook number 1 will be in the Kindle store by April 15th, 2018. And I'm going to start populating the blog by sharing the steps and everything that I am doing, what tools I am using to write and manage the project. And if there is anyone out there looking to join the challenge with me, I would also love that if you want to do it in tandem with me. And everything today that you've heard will be in the show notes at mikemurphy.co/EP131. And you will also find that mailing list if you want to sign up for the Write the Life newsletter. So wish me luck, and I thank you for joining me today. I hope you join my one-man band, and together we can learn, create, and move forward. Cheers.